Hello and welcome to Exercise 6 of Chapter 4, ContextAPI. The objective of this exercise is to demonstrate how to use the ContextAPI in SvelteKit 5 runes mode for managing reactive state sharing across a component hierarchy. The exercise focuses on enabling bidirectional communication, showing how shared signals can propagate changes dynamically between parent, child, and grandchild components. Here's what you will learn. How to use $state to create and manage reactive state variables in SvelteKit 5. How to apply the ContextAPI, setContext and getContext to share state across components. Techniques for implementing bidirectional communication between components via shared signals. Dynamically updating UI elements based on shared reactive state. Managing reactive state changes across multiple component levels in a structured hierarchy. Okay, before we see this in action, I want to mention that ContextAPI in Svelte allows scoping and sharing state or data between components in a hierarchy using setContext to provide and getContext to access. This avoids prop drilling or passing state from a parent through other components that don't need the data to a deeply nested child component. With that said, I have created 3 levels, parent, child, grandchild, to show this in action. So, let's see this working. First, copy the provided code into the chapter for folder and add x6_ContextAPI to the exercise list.json file. Open up chapter for exercises and click the blue arrow next to 4_6 ContextAPI. You see a parent component section, a child component section, and a grandchild component section. Each section shows user name, user age, and theme. Each section has a button to update one of name, age, theme. Initially with theme set to dark, both the parent and the child component are in dark mode. Clicking the Change Username button in the parent section changes the name in all sections. Click the toggle theme in the child section changes the theme light in all sections, but that theme is not applied to the child itself, by design. Click the Increment User Age button in the grandchild section and it updates the age in all 3 sections. This demonstrates bottom-up and top-down communication, and also, the theme change is bidirectional, affected both parent and grandchild components. Alright, that's the demo. Now let's look at the code. We will start with its parent component. Open x_ContextAPI.svelte. The key to this is the setContext from Svelte, so we load that and the child component. Note that along with setContext, any component needing to access this context uses getContext, which we will see shortly. Next, we use the setContext to share the signal's user and settings. So the user signal is being shared under the key user, and any components using getContext user will access the current value of the user signal through the provided function equals a user. Likewise for settings. Next, a random name array is defined. And the only function here gets a new username and updates the user state. The markup uses the settings.theme and displays the user details and settings. Theme, so these are using the context. The button displayed is for updating username, which updates context and that becomes available in other components. Next, open child component x6_ChildAPI.svelte. Now we need to use the context set in the parent, so we import getContext. Also importing grandchild component. Next, we get the context for the user and settings. Function toggleITheme toggles theme between dark and light, and updates the settings, theme. Remember, settings is provided as a function in setContext and therefore you need the round brackets. The markup does not use the theme setting, although easily could. I just wanted to more clearly show the bidirectional communication. It again displays the user and theme details so that you can see changes made elsewhere are reflected here. Note this also uses the round brackets for user as well as settings. The toggle theme button runs the function mentioned which updates the context. And finally, open the grandchild component x6_grandchild.svelte. Again, we need to import getContext and use this to get the context for the user and settings. The function here is called by the increment user age button and increments the age. The markup here, like the parent section, gets the context for theme and displays the details using context and round brackets. And that's it for ContextAPI. It's a very useful way of managing state with nested components, avoiding prop drilling and the need for a signals file. If this is not clear, take a few minutes to review what is going on here. It's similar to signals where we have a setter, setContext, and a getter, getContext. Okay, and that's a wrap for exercise 6 of chapter 4. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. It's free and it helps to keep producing these videos at no cost to you. I will see you in the video for the next exercise in this chapter.